Welcome to Jim's Movin' Picture Show. From The Godfather to Jaws, from Raiders of the Lost Ark to Airplane, from Schindler's List to So I Married an Axe Murderer. It's a movie show that's almost as all over the place as its host.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Jim's Movin' Picture Show. And full disclosure, this episode was not intended to be the episode for this week. But on Sunday, we lost who, in my opinion, is the greatest movie actor of all time in Robert Duvall. He is by far my favorite movie actor. I've said over and over again when I was really into writing films and still making movies that if I could have one actor deliver a line of dialogue that I had written, it would be Robert Duvall. He was the consummate everyman movie star somehow, even though, again, he kind of did look the part, but he came out of a generation of actors when acting is really what mattered. And I don't know that there's someone with more diversity in their career or their or an actor that really understood the medium of film better than he did. He drew you in with his performance. Every time he was in a movie, it felt like he was playing a character that was lived in, that was three-dimensional. And I wanted to go through some of my favorite performances of Robert Duvall throughout this career because, again, it's a career that spanned 5 decades. Academy Award winner in some of the most iconic movies of all time. Now, coming in at number 12, and this is a movie in which he didn't utter a word, but it's one of the movies that changed cinema, and his portrayal really helped do that. And then his performance as Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird. Number 11, it was like fiction following real life. There's a word for that. He played the old guy on a space shuttle crew, but his performance in Deep Impact, which had the misfortune of coming out the same year as Armageddon, but it was a much more serious, introspective take on the idea of the end of the world. And Robert Duvall, as the aging astronaut, now having to take care of a bunch of kids on a space shuttle, is one of the best parts of what really is an underrated movie.
Yeah, they did. They did. And they're good men, both of them. I don't see as much of them as I used to when Mary was alive.
You don't have to talk about it. It's okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're a married man. You know what it's like. I mean, every marriage has its good years and its bad years. We ended on a great year.
Next up is performance in Colors as the streetwise, aged police officer who realized that crime wasn't just black and white, or in the case of the movie Colors, red and blue, but Robert Duvall paired with Sean Penn was a real tour de force for that film.
What I remember most from that time is nothing but regrets. Let me tell you something, Dad. You can't prove anything out on the streets. It's fucking bozo land. What you do out there's a job. You can try to be a professional. That's the best you can fucking do. Now, in 19 years, I've learned one thing. If you try to fight every jerk on the street, you'll be one sad, sorry son of a bitch at the end of every day. You'll never last 20 years. And God forbid if you ever get married and take it out on your wife. She will walk. She will fucking leave you. So why make it worse all the time?
It's everybody's favorite baseball movie. Not necessarily mine, but I do love the movie The Natural. And Robert Duvall as the slimy newspaper reporter who was really doing his best to defend the game as one of the best parts of that classic movie.
They come and they go, Hobbs. They come and they go. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be around here a lot longer than you or anybody else around here. I'm here to protect this game.
Whose game?
I do it by making or breaking the likes of you.
Did you ever play ball, Max?
No, never have. But I make it a little more fun to watch, you see. And after the day, whether you're a goat or a hero, you're gonna make me a great story.
Next up, his underrated performance, kind of a prequel in many ways of Crazy Heart, but Robert Duvall in the excellent film Tender Mercies.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sonny, I don't lay awake nights worrying about it.
Now look, there's a D, right? D is in dog. Now watch me. I'll call him out. I've decided to leave G here forever. Not really. Let me know if you're staying behind. That's A7. Otherwise, I'll be gone in the morning. D is in dog. Let me know if you're staying behind. Now you can play a covered chord or a rhythm chord. Let me know, that's G, if you always will want me.
Now, Robert Duvall could also do comedy, and one time he famously said that an actor needs to go where the script takes them. And sometimes that takes you to a place when you have to refer to someone as a crotch sniffer.
Your grandmother's boyfriend is a first-class ass sniffer, and you can tell him that I said so.
Connor, go get us some beers, man.
Boy, Dad, sounds like you and Mom really turned a corner there.
Look, I don't want to speak ill of your mother on Christmas, but she's nothing but a common street whore.
The movie The Apostle, in which he plays an evangelical preacher, he's amazing in the film, and he also wrote and directed it.
Sonny, why don't you stay here? You know, my name's not Rodney.
Well, I want to see my beauties, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. Sonny, listen to me. I'm really and truly sorry about what's happened here. I really am.
Well, let me tell you something. Why didn't you just butt out of here for I take my boot here and tear you out another asshole right where your nose is at? You understand me?
Now, Days of Thunder somehow has become a bit of a joke. It's almost like, oh, okay, it's Top Gun in a race car. And maybe it is that, but I think the movie's vastly underrated. Tom Cruise, of course, is great. Everything. And Robert Duvall as the mentor figure, as something he would really slide into for a lot of roles later in his career, is just excellent and brings a lot of weight and gravity to the film.
I'm going to give you an engine, low to the ground, extra big oil pan that'll cut the wind from underneath you. That'll give you 30 to 40 more horsepower. I'm gonna give you a fuel line that will hold an extra gallon of gas. I'm gonna shave half an inch off you and shape you like a bullet. And when we get you primed, painted, and weighed, you'll be ready to go out on that racetrack. You hear me?
Next up, Robert Duvall, highly quotable, Apocalypse Now. It's definitely a movie when you're in the military. You learn line for line because sometimes you just want to wake up, take a deep breath, and smell some napalm in the morning.
Smell that? You smell that? Napalm, son. Nothing else in the world smells like that. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. You know, one time we had a hail bomb for 12 hours. When it was all over, I walked up. We didn't find one of them, not one stinking dink body. Smell, you know that gasoline smell. The whole hill. It smelled like victory.
Next up, it's a Western, not the one you're thinking of. If you haven't seen it, Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall in the movie Open Range is one of the best examples of a Western in the last 30 years.
Now we'll have our drinks.
Do you have me another?
Well, looks like the rain's let up a bit.
Well, if it don't, there'll be trout fishing right on Main Street.
Like it did for so many young actors of that generation, The Godfather really helped put Robert Duvall on the map. His portrayal of Vito Corleone's adopted son, Tom Hagen, is purely and simply iconic.
Consigliere of mine, I think you should tell your Don what everyone seems to know.
I didn't tell Mama anything. I was about to come up and wake you just now and tell you.
But you needed a drink first. And now you've had your drink.
They shot Sonny on the causeway. He's dead.
Now, number one, it is so hard to look past the amazing job that Robert Duvall did as Augustus McCrae in Lonesome Dove, paired with Tommy Lee Jones as Woodrow F. Call in an all-star cast. And you have to remember that this is way before the stigma of a big actor being on TV had gone away. A lot of people wondered why Robert Duvall would do this, and it ended up creating, I think, the greatest Western ever made, and certainly one of the most iconic roles in his oeuvre, or frankly, iconic for if any actor had gotten the chance to play that part, they would have paled in comparison to what Robert Duvall did, really becoming Gus McCrae.
That'll be $1. Now, besides the whiskey, I think we'll require a little respect. Now, I'm Captain Augustus McCrae. This is Captain Woodrow F. Call. Now, if you care to turn around, you can see how we looked when we was younger, and the people around here wanted to make us senators. Now, the thing we didn't put up with then was dawdling service. And as you can see, we still don't put up with it.
Watch it there.
Now then, if I could have a fresh glass, please.
You just broke my nose, you old son of a...
Well, here's to the sunny slopes of long ago.
So that is our list of Robert Duvall performances. Next up, we're going to talk some independent film with some of our favorite screenwriters and independent filmmakers as we turn our focus of Jim's Movin' Picture Show to the alternative to Hollywood media. Oh, definitely look too fat. Oh well. New Bible had to.
That's kind of the way life works, right?
As it is.
I'm just sucking in the whole time.
And so we are so excited to continue our episode of Jim's Movin' Picture Show. As now we focus on some of my very favorite independent filmmakers and screenwriters. We have got, oh my God, how do you pronounce his last name? Nickoloff?
You got it. Nickel off.
Nickoloff. So we got Tommy Nickoloff, director of the documentary You Fuckers Figure It Out. I like a documentary or a film title that's kind of aggressive.
It's supposed to have a little bit of an edge to it.
Yeah, you fuckers figure it out. Well, it's my job. But we're not going to figure it out. We'll let you figure it out for us on the show. First of all, you did a documentary on Jason Molina, musician, still very popular on streaming services. Talk to me a little bit about where the documentary started.
Kind of by surprise. I'd never made a film before. I never even considered myself an artist. And Jason's from Lorain, Ohio. I'm from Lorain, Ohio. He graduated high school with my sister in 1992 there. And we're having a family reunion at the American Croatian Club, celebrating the 100th year of that club. And my cousin in California, who's a photographer, called me up and said, "Why are we not making a documentary about Jason Molina?" And I said, "I'll call you back." So what are you going to do? I said, "I got phone calls to make. That's a great idea." And we started. That was November 2021.
So you've been working on this thing for 5 years. Go back in time, though. So you knew Jason a little bit, high school. What about his career begged the rest of the world needs to know about it?
It's interesting because almost everyone that knows anything about him would say his music. The way people like fanatic, like his fans are truly fanatics, but his influence on me is really as a person.
Okay.
And he when we were kids, when we met in 1988, he was 14, I was 16, and I'd be like, "Jay, I'm dealing with this. I'm not happy about this." He's like, "Dude, just be an artist." So when he passed away when he was 39 and I was 42, that one kind of constant reminder, whether he was there or not, that voice in my head that that was a possibility was gone. And that realization of that's, it's up to me. And then you go, well, you know what, dummy? It always has. It always has been, right?
When you get to 40, I feel like there's a line of demarcation that culture puts on us that says, well, now it's time to be an adult. You put away the childish things. How much courage does it take to kind of step off the cliff and say, I'm actually going to do this? And I know that you said it still took you a few years after he passed. I mean, but you've been working on this thing for 5 years, but it takes a lot of guts to throw some of the adult world aside and say, I've got a story to tell. I want to stop. I want to tell it.
Okay, so that question resonates probably in a way you won't expect, but
I am very good at that. So
it's so so many people that are dealing with addiction issues or depression or anxiety or a loss of a family member find solace and hope in Jason's music. And it has such a resonant tone that that's what makes it special to people all over the world. I started experiencing anxiety and depression at the age of 7 years old,
oh wow.
and I could not listen to his music because I'm like, "Bro, like, I'm already there. I don't need any help," right? And so but on a personal level, he was kind of always like, I don't know, almost like a Saint Christopher Mel or something, like, he was always I knew he was there, I knew he was doing what he was doing, I was super proud of him, um, and when you face the notion of taking your own life often enough, nothing really seems like that big of a risk after that. You So I don't mean to diminish that, but that's the
I am the guy calling a documentary on PTSD, so we are walking around at least somewhat of an understanding my way together. Okay, so he passes at 39.
Yeah,
You're 41.
yeah,
You start the movie when you're 50.
yeah.
What made was part of turning 50 part of the story of why you said now is the time? What was it?
I think that's a legitimate insight
Again,
because one of
super good.
yeah, you're amazing actually. You should have a podcast.
I should.
And there is something about decades, right? It's
Yeah,
it's it's random and meaningless, like just like the number of hours in a day or days in a year
arbitrary.
is just completely arbitrary, except to the person experiencing it, I guess. And we talked a little bit earlier about signposts, right? It's a signpost. Like this is like when your odometer rolls over in your car. Does it mean anything? No. But if you miss 100,000 miles on your odometer, you're like,
I told yes, 100%. Yeah, it's a waypoint. It's funny because I am turning 50, and I keep telling everybody because I speak in film terms. I can't wait to start Act 3.
yeah,
And Act 3 is an arbitrary thing.
yeah.
So going back to you then, you reach this admittedly arbitrary, but yet not arbitrary number. How do you even start? Because you're talking about a musician who created music from 14 years old
At least.
to 39,
Right.
and now you've got to go back. Talk to me a little bit about the logistical process of making this movie.
Well, question number one, what's your access?
Okay.
And uh, Todd Jacobs, for example, played with when Jason was in junior high. He played in Chronic Insanity with him. In high school, he played in a band called the Spine Riders with him. Then they played together in a band called Green, which lasted very little. Then Bleem, then Songs Ohio, which is what really lifted Jason's career. Todd's dad was my soccer coach when I was 9. It's pretty easy access. It's um and the if there's a town that could use another hero, it's Lorain, Ohio, our hometown.
Tell me a little bit about Lorain, Ohio. We'll get back to that. Paint the picture for us.
Growing up, I mean, our nickname is the International City I mean, we grew up when there was a Hungarian, the remnants of Hungarian neighborhood, Hungarian church in the middle, Polish neighborhood, Polish church in the middle, Italian, safe here,
My people.
25%.
That's right.
Italian neighborhood, Italian church in the middle, right? So people came from all over the world in the early 1900s, early 20th century just to find work.
Sure.
And then the same happens with the Great Migration. So, a lot of African Americans came up from the South, and likewise with Appalachia. So many people came from the coal mining and lumber mills, because there's a steel mill and it's reliable. And so, like, suddenly the American dream happens on the Black River on Lake Erie in Lorain, Ohio, right? It's booming. It's everything that was ever the promise of this country happened.
I love that, first of all. I love that.
And then Steinbrenner moves the shipbuilding out of Lorain. Everything that was the crux. The goddamn Yankees. It happening.
Has Steinbrenner not ruined anything? And I've got Yankee fans going, no, but his son sure have. But that's a different show, people. How much of being from that space where it was the promise of America and like much of the Midwest,
Yeah.
the rug kind of gets pulled out.
Yeah.
How much of that influenced not just the music you're covering, but your film?
There's no way that the experience of growing up there in the 70s, 80s, 90s is not going to be the vast majority of your individual character. There's just no way.
Right.
To go from, individuals go from prosperity to poverty, families go from prosperity to poverty, to be in a town of 80 or 90,000 people and see that town slowly dwindle to 35 or 40,000 and
Oh,
all
wow.
the jobs disappear is a different story, right? I mean, the steel mill started shutting down. Ford, there were that was the people think of welfare now were like student lunches and there's all these politics about it. Well, the people who had the best jobs in town, their kids were getting free lunches at school because there was no money
Wow.
for the kids to eat. Like that.
Overnight. Wow. You decided to make the film. You already have the access. Talk to me about just where do you start? Because we were talking offline before this started. I mean, where I'm very good at what I do, but what I do is not documentary filmmaking where I've got to go through hours of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know going in, okay, this will basically be my story, or were you open to what is the material and the interviews and the archival footage? Where is it going to take me?
No idea. I mean, it was just start, just begin. Um, no end goal at all.
Wow, wow.
And just, I mean, being dumb enough to trust the process and believe in magic, which is also like something I've inherited from Jason. Like, he definitely is a magical character. So I'm like, all right, just kind of tell me what to do, bro. Say if I gotta stop, tell me to stop. But please encourage me, which he's done many times, by the way.
How did you find those moments where, I know like the big story is that movies are never finished, they're only abandoned.
Yeah.
Right? That's the cliche.
Yeah.
And you have to decide when you keep pushing or when it's done. How did you find inspiration or specific moments maybe from his music that you were like, okay, no, 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 I'm not quite done.
Whew. I'd like to call a friend. I'd like to phone a friend. Please. Can I call my cousin?
We don't have that kind of budget, bro. We are the epitome of a low budget show.
Well, yeah, so there's always limitations, right? And one of the big limitations about making a film that about someone living in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, like, we didn't have computers in our pockets.
Oh, but that's
Back
a great
then.
point. Like everybody's so documented now.
So there wasn't that
Yeah.
much to work from.
Okay.
Especially since this is very much focused on Jason's origin story in Lorraine and then in Oberlin College, like, as he's blowing up, right? As he's becoming in his career. It just didn't exist. Like, if someone had a VHS camera, like their dad had a job,
Wow.
right?
I mean, that's so interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of dads didn't have jobs, or a lot of dads were being laid off, and a lot of moms were just beginning working. So, a lot of family photographs, a lot of as an infant, was a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 year old, as as the siblings are being born. So, I would like to think there's enough archival footage, but I don't think it's not the type of documentary where that type of footage dominates
Okay.
the story, because it doesn't. And and so many people are like, "Oh, I wish there was more of this. I wish there was more of this." Me too. You think I don't? I mean,
I too would love to have had many YouTube videos of all sort of things. So then, where did you first feel like you found the thread for the story? Because a lot of that does happen in the edit, right? You're interviewing, you're doing a shotgun blast approach to all of this.
Yeah.
When did you first feel like, okay, I figured out the thread?
Well, 16 interviews, averaging over 4 hours each.
Wow.
So I don't know, 60 some
For those of you
hours.
watching, this will not be a 4 hour interview. We don't have that kind of time.
Um, like printing out transcripts and like reading transcripts was so fun. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, like, why did I pick till 50 to do this, right? And just watching all the footage, and then still but then you've got 2 or 3 camera angles too,
Yeah.
right? So even once you have a story,
Okay.
like,
Time out. Because one of the things about this documentary, and I'm not saying this because you're sitting in my office, but it does not play like a first time filmmaker's
oh, thank you.
and not in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you.
I mean, where did you think, hey, I should probably have more than one camera? Because people don't think of that stuff.
Well,
Like,
my cousin Christy is a photographer.
okay,
And,
okay.
and she's in Christy Walker. She's in San Diego. She's been a professional photographer.
So she at least,
And I don't know,
bruh,
and I don't
need to have,
I don't know shit about cameras. So
okay.
she's like, you need to buy a Black Magic. You need to buy some C stands.
Yeah,
I went out and bought a bunch of gear that I don't know how to use to this day.
Because we're old. It's fine. It's okay. This is on autofocus. So I think as long as we don't move too drastically, we're going to be just fine. Um, Did you feel like, though, I've got to go to film school in some way, shape, or form? Or did you feel like, you know what? I've seen enough movies. I at least have an idea of what I want this to be.
I've done enough dumb things in my life that make absolutely no sense, and every single one of them made me a producer. And along that road,
I thought you were going to say I've done enough dumb things, but I wasn't dumb enough to go to film school. I do have a film degree on the wall over there, so I think you'd be very careful.
my condolences.
Oh, we trip. Hey, I was there for 2 national championships. That's what matters. It turns out actually that was what matters. But anyway,
But so I got an industrial design degree from Ohio State University. I went to architecture school in Savannah, and so I was familiar with all the Adobe.
so you had an idea though too of design. I mean, it wasn't like
Sure.
you were like walking off the street.
Right. True.
You at least had an idea for what does and doesn't work. And then based on previous conversations, you also know movies.
I mean, I love them.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Answered. All right, back to when did you feel like you found the thread?
So just digging through however many hours of footage that is, realized how many times Jason showed up in them while we were shooting. And it's like, that's it.
Wow.
Uh, his songs are so often about moons and wolves and owls and these like iconic. And when we were kids on a soccer bus, that's what we would when we shared drawings with each other. They were like, of minotaurs and Dungeons and Dragons characters and all these sorts of things. And that, was cool to see him carry that through. But if there was a single theme that he wrote about more often than anything, I think it would be a ghost. I think it would be ghosts.
Wow.
And he shows up for us, bro.
So in some ways, this was as much, for lack of a better term, a religious experience as much as it was, or a spiritual.
Certainly virtual. No, there's no question about it.
Yeah. Um, the film is finished.
Yeah.
You've already started to have pretty good festival selections.
Yep.
What is your hope for the festival run portion of the movie? The life of the movie, I should say.
I just want people to see it, dude. I just want people to see this film. I mean, the the outpouring of encouragement and enthusiasm that folks have had, whether it's Instagram or, private messaging, emails through the website has been astounding. My understanding is that there have been several outfits that have taken a stab at doing this and just, I don't know, stopped for one reason or another.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, it's past time for people who are fans of Jason Molina. It is well past time for someone to make a film about him. Um, and for everybody else, get ready.
Has everybody from the family seen the film yet?
From Jay's family?
Yeah.
Oh, his brother and sister are in it.
And they're happy with the final
Yeah.
product?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their nieces. I mean, it was great. Ashley showed up with her two daughters. We did in a 1,400 person venue, at 35 people at a screening at the Lorraine Palace Theater downtown, just to get to see it on a screen and have some idea of what it would sound like in a big space.
You figured out so much crap so many other independent filmmakers never figure out. But
Well, if you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough.
that needs to be on the T-shirt. When I make the documentary about you, I'm gonna make that that'll be the tagline. You're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. That's right. Yeah. The question filmmakers, because you had a hard time adopting this moniker. You being a
Oh
filmmaker.
yeah. I mean, an artist in any right.
Yeah. But you are one.
Apparently so.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of dig it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one. So there you go.
Yeah, Jason was right. Just be an artist.
Just be an artist. The question that filmmakers often have a hard time answering is what's next? Is there a next?
Oh, it's gonna be too difficult to pick.
Like, do you see yourself doing another doc? Do you see yourself working a narrative thing?
Yeah, we're working on a script for a narrative, which just gets better and better because it's just something that's like back there in that corner, right? And so when you hit a wall or something, that's like, oh well, let's think about this. Let's think about this film, which could be an animation, could end up, I think it's a good fodder for a graphic novel. It has a little bit. We talked previously about like I didn't really like horror films, but it's such the heart of independent filmmaking. Here, this is a little bit. There's a little bit of horror film in it, right? So, my tastes have changed, right? Just by meeting other filmmakers, it's been so fun. We shot my cousin Brian Costco does an incredible podcast, Invisible Ground, a historic Ohio history podcast, with the three remaining Spine Riders from Jason's high school band. Just didn't fit the film.
Mhm.
That's another film. Like, it might not be a 92-minute feature length, but I've got ideas that it would get it solidly 65, 70. Yeah, there's a hoping to.
So you're not done.
No, I just got started.
This is your getting started. I love everything about
Just
that.
got started.
So, we're gonna be playing Austin Revolution. We've already made you an early acceptance for next year. Why don't you go ahead and shout out because this episode is actually coming out tomorrow. No sleep for me. Where are some of the next festivals that you know that we can get to see the film if you can talk about them? I know a lot of times festivals do individual acceptance.
Super stoked, and I appreciate the opportunity. Appalachian Film Festival in Huntington, West Virginia. West Virginia plays a huge part in Jason's story. If there's a state other than Ohio, that's of critical importance to understanding this man, it's West Virginia. He still has family there. They spent months and months every single year in West Virginia. Appalachian Film Festival in Huntington. We're looking at a date in May. So
Awesome.
will not be during the festival run, but I'm already talking to people who have played with Jason and making a huge standalone event with us. It's going to be amazing. So May 2026, Appalachian Film Festival, Huntington, West Virginia, and the West Virginia Mountaineer Short Film Festival, oddly enough, to whom I sent the trailer figuring, what the hell?
Right.
A trailer's a film, right?
Sure.
And they said, can I see the whole thing, please? And I said, yes, you may.
So basically, you're playing 9 shorts at the outlet.
But so as a special selection in Morgantown, West Virginia,
Nice.
we'll do another standalone event with, it seems like a whole different crew of people who played with Jason. So we're gonna have 2 Jason Molina days for a West Virginia homecoming, and I could not be more pleased.
Okay, so last question.
Yeah.
You have 90 seconds. Explain to me why Blade Runner is a good film because you nearly walked out of my house when I said I am not a Blade Runner fan.
I might walk out right now. Sid Mead, futurist industrial designer,
Okay.
is the visual concept behind that
Okay.
entire film. Rutger Hauer's performance,
Oh,
Daryl Hannah.
yes. Not Andy McDowell. What's her name? It looks kind of like Andy McDowell, but not.
I don't know who's talking here. You're asking me
I
questions.
don't know. I know. But now I'm thinking, well, first of all,
It's beautiful.
it's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want.
It's beautiful. There's intellectual depth to it. 2 of my great uncles worked on it in special effects. Got to give a shout out. Shit out.
Yeah.
Gonna give a
She's
shout out.
ruining the Fiji rating, and there's still left in that.
Uncle Dick, if you're out there, and my Uncle Matt, who's passed away, but I have 2 family members that worked on that film, among others. Harrison Ford's amazing. Just the color. Look, I'd almost I'd almost take Blade Runner as our precedent for what we're dealing with, so it doesn't even seem dystopic anymore. It's a film of hope. We've just crossed the Rubicon.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for jumping on Jim's Movie Picture Show. Tommy, it's been an absolute delight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
So that's it. All we can say is rest in peace to Robert Duvall. And one of my favorite parts of cinema is even though he's gone, and again, my favorite actor of all time, his movies will live forever. And if you haven't seen some of the ones on the list, I highly recommend checking them out. I'm not sure that we're ever going to see an actor quite like him again. That does wrap up this edition of Jim's Moving Picture Show. If you like what we're doing here on Twitchy Dolphin Media, please give us a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Comments are key to get us seen by other people. Thanks so much, and we're going to be back next week where I'm finally going to drop my review of the finale of Stranger Things.